Namaskar. Today I will start speaking about classical yoga, which is called Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga means of 8 parts. So it consists of 8 parts. And I really love it because to me it is a very comprehensive system, complete system for the development of every layer of human existence. We need to develop physical body, we need to develop our mind, and we need to purify, unfold our consciousness. So this particular form of yoga, classical yoga, complete yoga, it contains 8 parts, and each part is just like, you are not healthy if you are only eating carbohydrates. You also need to eat fats, you also need to eat proteins, right? You also need to eat some vitamins. So many times today in the present world, people try to oversimplify yoga and try to make it like, okay, just observe your mind, just observe your body. So that you can say is one portion of yoga, but it's not complete. So we get all those techniques like mindfulness, this and that, but they're very good, very, very good, but not complete. It's just like as if you're eating only carbohydrates and you say, carbohydrates is best. Sugar in the morning, cornflakes in the evening, and then in the lunch, Coca-Cola. So, and then you think that you're going to be healthy. You need to develop every portion, every aspect of your body and mind. And that was conceptualized around 2,500 years ago by Maharishi Patanjali. Maharishi Patanjali, he has written this beautiful treatise, which is called Yoga Sutra, and he defined this concept. Although it has existed before, first Sadashiva, first master, first guru, he has introduced all those techniques, but then Patanjali, he has conceptualized and he has understood why it is so important to develop every portion. So I'm going to speak about this science, or you can say technology to develop yourself. So Ashtanga Yoga contains 8 parts. Yama Sadhana, Niyama Sadhana, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. First 2 parts is just like a basement, like a fundamentals. Without that, every practice becomes impossible. So let me talk about Yama and Niyama. The root verb yam means to control. There are many words out of that. Yama, Niyama, Jantra, Samyama, all have to do something with control. What means control? Control means achievement of highest perfection. That's what control is. Like, for example, you want to juggle things, right? So theoretically you know how to do it. So you take a ball and you throw it up. While it is flying, you throw another ball, and while that one is flying, you throw another ball. And while this one is falling, you catch that one, throw another, and then you circulate them. Simple science, but there is no control. I don't control my hands sufficiently to perform that kind of simple operation. So I must train and train and train, and once I achieve control, then it starts flowing. I go with the flow is there. And in that flow I just enjoy. I just enjoy. Yesterday I was playing some game in the VR. I thought, okay, let me play. So I put this glass on, and then there is this game with lightsabers that you are hitting, these different things are flying on you and you are just cutting them like that. And with the music. So I did this almost like workout, physical. So before I could somehow, not get properly. But now I just focused, and then I felt so nice. You know, there is this flow. I can do, and I'm hitting every single cube which is flying on me. So that means control. Once you can do something, that means control. The child is out of control. Child cannot do. When you have grown up, you achieve control. You achieve ability to manage different energies which are there in yourself. So control, energy is the force. But to control that energy, need consciousness. So consciousness controls the flow of energy. So the more sophisticated becomes the consciousness, and the more that consciousness becomes imprinted in your physical structure, in your brain, to enable that control of the energy, the more advanced you are. Like, for example, you take the telephone, iPhone, and you take the brick, the stone, 100 gram, 100 gram. But the level of sophistication of the iPhone is much higher than the level of sophistication of the brick. That is very simple. But here, the consciousness is imprinted. Human consciousness has been imprinted there. So the energy that flows through that, it goes exactly where the human being is designed to go. So that's what means control, achievement of control. So yoga is all about control. Many people don't like this because they confuse this word with suppression. Yoga has nothing to do with suppression, oppression, or repression. It has something to do with channelization, with designing new channels, how the energy can flow through your body and mind. This is what yoga is. So we are building an iPhone out of the brick. So the human body is just like a mass. You're born with that mass, you know, some genetic information is there, but now you need to sophisticate it. You need to churn it to finally, to make it very sophisticated, to make it very complex. So that energy flows very, very, very efficiently and produce a result that you experience high consciousness. So the very beginning of this process of yoga and meditation, meditation is the part of the 8 limbs yoga, is Jama and Niyama, they means control. So, Yama Sadhana. Yama Sadhana means to exercise controlled behavior. The origin of those yamas is within your mind. The state of your mind will be reflected in the external world. Without external world, the practice of those yamas impossible. For example, one principle is not to harm anybody with words, thoughts, and actions. So the state of mind, state of benevolence, state of friendliness, that state of the mind is reflected externally, that you are not harming anybody. So you need external world to practice that. Because in external world you always find, oh, okay, I broke again the Ahimsa, and again I said something not right, and then you recalibrate the mind. I should not do it in the future, reprogram, re-educate, and then slowly you're learning. Just like you are juggling the things, in a similar way you are juggling your behavior. First, you are crude and rude and uneducated, unsophisticated. And then slowly you're educating yourself. Just like parents, they have educated us. But now we continue on to re-educate ourselves. So this is called Yama Sadhana. Yama Sadhana, you need it because why? It's one portion of self-help, self-therapy. You know, there is now many different psychological therapies, different psychoanalysis, and So you study what is the problem with yourself, and then you try to become aware of it, you try to change it. This is the approach. But yoga has a different approach. There are two approaches. One approach is that you look where is the problem. You find the problem, you fix that problem. That's one. Another one is a positive approach. This is negative approach. Not negative in the sense of bad, but negative in the sense of you are finding what is the something to negate, something to remove from you. And positive approach, you find a shape of a completely healthy mind and healthy body. And you try to mold yourself in that shape. And in that self, in that way, you do the therapy on yourself. In that way, you cure yourself. Meditation depends very much on the health of your mind. If the mind is unhealthy, the meditation is going to be painful. It's just like you're driving the car, and that car 5 kilometers per hour, just drive, very good. You buy the car, you're going to buy the car, somebody, look, very beautiful car, look, everything is so nice here. And then even you drive 5 kilometers per hour, you think, like, really good car, very nice, good engine. But when you drive 100 kilometers per hour, that car is whole, is shaking, and you know, the wheels are falling off. So the car is not functioning properly at high speed. If you go 200 kilometers per hour, then the car just breaks. So similarly, when you are just flowing in normal flow of development, normal flow of evolution, it's okay, you don't notice anything. But once you start to force your movement, when your movement becomes accelerated, when you want to achieve faster that perfection, that control of life, the mastery of life, and you meditate for that, that energy that you receive from meditation will, you see, like there is a hose pipe. If it is straight, the water just flows. But if the hose pipe is just like this, like this, like this, like this, then when you give the pressure of water, then the pipe will go like this. So similarly, there is this problem with us when we start develop the energy inside of ourselves. And energy is what? The different practices, they give energy, like asana, physical exercises. They open up energy, like pranayama, the breathing exercises, gives lots of energy, like meditation, gives lots of spiritual energy. So you give the pressure to the hose pipe, and then the hose pipe starts to go like this. So many people, they say, Dada, what is this? I started to meditate. So many things coming, some bad thoughts coming in my mind, and there is so many things are happening in my life. What is this? I don't understand. I feel I'm scared to meditate. Because there is this process of purification going on. And then you need to cure your psychological level to be completely healthy, and then you can really enjoy meditation. And not only for meditation, but all suffering in life is just because we maintain wrong attitudes in life, and we behave in the wrong way, and we also think in the wrong way. By correcting that, you remove the suffering from your life. So Yama Sadhana is the set of rules. You can say prohibitions. Like one is don'ts, another is do's. You know, do's and don'ts. So this is don'ts. Don't do this things. So it's a set of prohibitions. Those prohibitions, they allow you not to create more distortions in your mind. They allow not to create more distortions in your mind. So let us go through those 5 beautiful prohibitions. Actually, this is a spiritual ideology. What kind of spiritual ideology is? If you observe a saint, that saintly state of consciousness will manifest like this. And if you write down, okay, like this, like this, like this, then you try to emulate that, you also become saint. So 5 prohibitions is this. Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha. Ahimsa, not to harm anybody intentionally. I will not harm anybody with my thoughts, with my words, and with my actions. So this is, if you think about it, it's a big commitment not to harm. In that way, when you do that, that happened to me, truly speaking, it's really from my own experience. When you do that, the fear disappears. You see, this fear and aggression, they are connected. They are basically the two sides of one coin. You're aggressive means you have fear. If you're fearless, you're not aggressive also. So these are two sides of one coin, if you think about it. So when you remove your aggression, when you remove this desire to hurt somebody, you know, somebody speaks, argues with you, and you feel like, I will tell you now, my mind, what I think of you, right? So your really desire, you want to hurt the person. He is hurting you by whatever. Maybe intentionally, but you feel he is purposefully hurting me, he is harassing me in some way. So I want to revenge, I want to reply. So that's coming here, Manipura chakra. There is one particular tendency of the mind to revenge and to inflict this pain on other people. So you become full of that rage inside and you want to say something, to give pain. So once you start to control it, once you start to observe it and to control it, and instead to, like when it comes out, you bring it down and you breathe in, breathe out, and then you change, you little bit reprogram the mind. You start to think, this is my friend, this is my friend, this is my friend, for example. And then that feeling to hurt some person subsides. So in that way, once you practice that, after some time, the fear also disappears. Like I used to grow in the 90s. In that time, in my country, there was lots of different hooligans and different very dangerous situations. Like you go in the street, God knows what happens. So naturally, we all develop different kind of fears and also aggressive behavior. So that was, and all these situations were going on. But once I started to practice meditation yoga and then I started to practice these principles, I noticed that first of all, I'm not afraid. And secondly, these situations just don't come anymore. I'm just completely safe. As if I'm existing in some parallel world. My dad, he was, what kind of hippies are you? You're not closing the door of your house. What are you thinking? And we were just not closing because we were feeling we are completely safe. I had this kind of feeling. So Patanjali also describes this particular perfection of this practice. He says that even wild animals, they are not going to harm you because you are not emitting that kind of wave of aggressiveness or fear. Either you are aggressive, then you are contracted with aggression, or you feel fear, then you are a victim, then you need to be pursued. So that is a powerful, powerful tool to become healthy mentally, to remove the fear from your mind. Satya. Satya means benevolent truthfulness. To be truthful, first of all, be truthful with yourself. This is the beginning. Then you get, by being truthful with yourself, you get spiritual energy. It comes. With that energy, you can be truthful with the world also. And by becoming truthful, you're becoming very powerful. When the mind, your tongue and the mind, always different. Tongue says one thing, the mind thinks another thing. like a politician type of situation. You think one thing, you speak another thing, and you do still another thing. So there is never ever harmony between these three. So the energy from the spirit, the inspiration, is getting lost somewhere in that curvatures of the mind. You are not drawing that inspiration from your spiritual self. So by becoming truthful, by becoming honest, you becoming blissful and you becoming powerful. There is this saying, Tileshu Tailam Dadhiniva Sarpirapa Shota Svaranishu Chagni Eva Matmatmani Grihyate Sao Satya Nainau Satya Nanam Tapasu Jonu Pashyate. It means in the sesame seed there is oil, in the milk there is butter, in the dry river bed there is water, and in the wood, in the dry wood there is fire. Similarly, in you there is spirit, in you there is power, fire, and you will see it, you will experience it by applying satya, honesty, and tapah. Tapah means the endurance, the ability to meet with discomfort to achieve the goal. So by applying these two, honesty and effort, you will see the light within. So Satya is very, very beautiful, nice principle, not to lie. Not to lie, and to be truthful, but also truth should not be hurtful. Truth should be benevolent. Means truth, that kind of truth which is for the good of the world. So that's Satya. Even sometimes when there is a conflict between the facts and Satya, goodness and facts, they don't coincide. So then Satya means you will not tell exactly facts. Somehow you will process it. Like for example, somebody is running, and after sometimes another person is running with a gun. Where is this person went? I will pursue, I will kill. Should you tell? Oh yeah, he went there. That will be truth, but it will not be benevolent. So Satya means being benevolent also. Your mind is geared towards the goodness of the world, towards the welfare of the world. Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya. Asteya means not to steal, not to misappropriate. You are, stealing is, Satya, if you achieve the perfection of Satya, then what you say becomes very powerful. It has this capacity to arouse the energy. Like you speak with somebody, you are truthful, you are honest. And when you speak with somebody, that somebody will just awaken, will be thrilled, will be awakened, will be inspired. So this inspirational capacity, it comes from when you become very integrated, when you become whole, when you become complete, not like broken here and there. So okay, now we go into Asteya. Asteya is not to steal physically. Physically means you're taking something. Not to steal mentally means you are thinking to take, but because of fear, you're not taking. But in your mind, you think, I would love to take it. So, and also like stealing means when something is due to somebody, you're not physically stealing, but you're not giving. For example, you're not paying for the ticket in the train. And somehow you are just there and you go with the train, nobody catch you, it's stealing also. So avoidance of stealing develops such a reliance on the universe, such a confidence that you will always be provided. Whatever you need will always come to you. I also experienced in my life. Actually, it was in a dream. I saw in a dream my guru. Actually, this kind of dreams, it's very deeper parts of your mind. They take these symbols and they speak to you. So in the dream, my guru was telling me, if you want to be rich, if you want to be live in abundance, you should do something very simple. You should be very, very honest. And I thought, this is simple. I can do it. At that particular moment, I was such a crisis. I had such a crisis, like very, very tight financial crisis. And then I just becoming very aware, becoming very mindful. How to be honest, just in very small things, in everything. Like before I could go, with in the bus and not pay for my ride, these kind of things. I did this kind of small mistakes. So now I started to be very, very aware of it and not to do this. And it is quite unbelievable. But since that moment, I never needed anything in my life. Means since that moment, I always had enough. Always, whenever I need money, they will come. Even for the big projects. Whenever I need, it comes. So this exact ability described by Patanjali by this Asteya. You follow Asteya, not stealing, and then the world will provide for you, will always provide for you, not also mentally stealing. There is much depth. In the scope of this video, I cannot go. We can go on like 3 hours just to speaking on how not to steal. There are so many different kinds of, is an art. Is an art. It's really like you develop that state of inside of yourself. You develop that feeling of abundance. I don't actually need to steal. You develop that kind of flow. You are overflowing. Rather, you want to give. You want to give away. And that kind of state of mind attracts wealth. It's very interesting, paradoxically, but it is like that. Okay, then we go next. Brahmacharya. Brahma means supreme consciousness. Char is to walk and eat. You're walking and eating. Chalati is just walking. Charati is walking and eating, just like a cow. Cow is going and at the same time eating. So we are like this always. We are going, but we are always also eating. Like I'm going and I'm reading, oh, there is a shop, there is these letters, oh, in the shop inside of there are some dresses, oh, there are some books there, right? All those impressions, they enter my mind, they stay inside my mind. So how it is called when something enters your organism and stays inside of your organism? It is eating. So I'm going and I'm eating, walking and eating, right? So that is charati. So brahmacharya means Brahma charanam. You go, at the same time you consume the supreme consciousness. It's a special kind of ideation, special imposition of an idea on your thoughts. When you're trying to ideate, like when I look at you, I look into your eyes, but I try to catch there. I try to perceive, I try to understand that now, from these eyes, the divine consciousness is looking at me. So I'm trying to feel that presence, I'm trying to feel that, magical feeling, peaceful feeling. So whenever anything you are dealing with, you are getting that kind of divinity, you are getting that kind of magic. So the mind doesn't have any chance to go down. So brahmacharya means to always ideate and always try to perceive the goodness in all things, in all human beings, in all situations. You just try to perceive the divine there. How the divine is there, how divine is guiding me, how divine is protecting me. So that's principle of life. Extreme positive thinking. Means you're not blind. You're not blind to the defects, you're not blind to different crisis situations. But at the same time, you try to perceive a little bit deeper. Not only on the surface, not only these agitated waves, but you also perceive the calm waves of reality, calm waves of existence. And in that way, you become happy and you also tackle the situations much more efficiently. Next comes Aparigraha. Aparigraha is an approach to life where you define what is your optimal material necessities. Like if you make the goal of life to have more and more money, to have more and more house and the cars, it means you are not achieving much. You are achieving something, but you are not achieving really what your soul wants, because energy is, you have some amount of energy. So if you are spending your energy only in the materialistic pursuit, you are not developing the higher sensibilities, you are not developing the higher capacities of the human mind and consciousness. So yogi understands that, and he understands, okay, so this is the minimum of material resources. If I have those, I will be comfortable. And above those, I don't need to pursue. I need to pursue some higher goals in life. I need to do service, I need to do, means I need to create history in the world, doing something worthy. Like if you see all the great people, they're actually very much in Aparigraha. Even they're very rich, you know, even billionaires. They're not thinking like, you need to buy this, I need to buy that, because they don't have time to think of that. There are some people like missionaries, no, with a mission in life. I want to achieve this, I want to introduce this technology, I want to benefit the world in this way. It's not about money, not always about money. So the sign of great personality is very much indifferent to the material possessions. Is more focused on the mission, more focused on the really things that matter in life. So this non-materialistic approach is called Aparigraha. Figure out to have those things that you need and not to have those things that you don't need. Because, you know, your world requires maintenance. Even you have so many things which you don't need, but still you need to spend energy to maintain those. And that is the energy that could go to the development of your higher consciousness. So you are sabotaging yourself. So Aparigraha is this principle of life. So these five together, they Yama Sadhana, sadhana of control. You regulate your behavior, and in that way you protect yourself from acquiring distortions in the mind. Otherwise the mind, if you don't follow those, the mind becomes distorted, and the distorted mind becomes weak, uninspired, unhappy, painful, full of disease. So when you try to meditate, that mind which is full of disease, all those diseases become very, very evident and very painful. So I have really observed so many people who are meditating, and it's just so 100% true, these Yama principles. And then many times people break this unintentionally hurting themselves. So this study of these principles is very important. One day I will record the entire course. Each video will be like 1 hour, and then we can go very, very deep in every of these principles and understand how to practice. Just now I'm trying to give an overview. So this is Yama Sadhana.